begin, let me let you in on this small secret. A secret that I learned by accident and some wisdom sent my way. Did you know that the real monsters do not live under your bed? They are the ones that are present inside your head. I am sure that most of us have been scared of trying new things because of the fear of the unknown, or maybe because of the monster present in our head, constantly telling us that something bad may happen. I, for one, have been always troubled by that tiny little green monster poking a trident into my ear, saying that something bad will happen. What I'm here to share with you today may not be a life altering or a path breaking Yahoo moment for most of you. For most, it is just a mundane thing that has to be done. But for me, it remains and shall always remain that tiny little fellow dressed in white with a halo on his head perched atop my shoulder, saying that ignore that green little monster, it is just trying to scare you. To quote a line from Emily Dickinson's poem, hope is the thing with feathers. Hope is that little voice that whispers maybe when the entire world seems to be shouting no. To understand my incident, it is necessary for us to go back to my childhood. So, let's rewind back to a time when I was about 2.5 years old. We were living in Bombay back then, and the entire family had gone out for dinner. While the elders were busy chit chatting, my cousins and I had gone to a small play area, just a few meters from where the adults were. There, while trying to get off a ladder for a slide, I slipped and I fell. How unfortunate, you may feel. The next morning, the doctor confirmed that I had indeed fractured my right arm. 3 exhausting weeks later, the cast finally came off. And I thought that life was back to normal, or at least I hoped it was. Just then, while trying to get off the sofa, I slipped and I fell again. 2 fractures, same arm, within weeks. Falling and breaking an arm at that age requires some special skill. But to fall twice and break the same arm, that too within 6 weeks, that's my superpower. And honestly, a power I could do without. After the second fall, the fear of God was put into me. I stopped riding slides, I stopped climbing monkey rungs, I just wouldn't do anything that had the fear of falling. Years passed and we moved to Vadodara, and the fear of falling still traveled with me, free of cost. There are some things in life that one simply has to learn to survive independently, be it swimming, driving, cooking, and learning how to ride a two-wheeler. So my parents decided it was time for me to learn how to ride a bicycle. But then I discovered that the tiny goblin had turned into a full-fledged monster, and it ensured that I did not learn on how to ride a bicycle. It kept on telling me that I would fall again, I would hurt myself again, or maybe even worse. All this was just because I was scared. I realized something. I realized that falling is fine, but then you have to try. So, one day in my 11th class, my schedule was filled with tuitions, different timings, different locations. How would I manage? How would I reach every single class on time? All this constantly bothered me. But I calmed myself down. I recounted a small story that my father had once told me. He had a very simple mantra: take the bull by its horns, do not run away from it. And I decided to follow his advice. I decided to take the bull by its horns. After acquiring my learner's license, I decided to take lessons on how to ride a two-wheeler. And to my surprise, I did not fall, not even once. All this was just because the tiny fellow with the halo had successfully pushed out the huge monster. And I am grateful to it for that. That day, I decided to make a choice in life. I decided to live life independently and not just get by with it. That for me made the entire difference. So remember this: if you try and you lose, it's completely fine. But if you do not try, you have already lost. I leave you with the words of John A. Shedd: a ship in its harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. Thank you.